All right, Amanda,
What's up?
we're back.
Back.
It's been a couple months. When was the last time we did one of these?
I was just going to ask you that.
I asked you first. Probably October, November?
Yeah.
Man. So a lot has happened since November.
A lot.
We've moved.
Yep.
We're commuting every day.
Commuting every day.
From here back up to our old neighborhood.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll say cities.
Huh?
I was about to say cities, but
cities probably not. Probably not.
No. But yeah, it's been a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the last time we did this, I don't even think we knew we had to move yet.
Yeah.
So, big changes. That came quick, and it was just go time. We had to just figure it out, and we ended up finding. I mean, everything worked out great because we found a great place. We found a great neighborhood. Great schools for the kids. It will just feel better once school's over, this school year's over, and then they start next school year.
Yeah.
And we're here.
So going to that, what's the last 6 months been like for you?
A lot of moving pieces. It was a lot of chaos because I had finally gotten into a rhythm of things, meaning like just for my own self and rhythm, like with Jonah in the morning, the kids' activities, started doing more for myself, like working out and whatnot, and the move really just kind of shook things up. Not to mention just illnesses. I mean, I feel like we caught every single illness this past winter, and it ran through everyone, yourself included, which is crazy because you normally
Did I get hit?
You got hit with the stomach bug, and you got hit with one other thing we had. You had a minor touch of the flu or something. Yeah.
I don't even remember.
I know. It feels like so long ago, but
I legit don't remember.
But Cruz brought home everything.
Yeah.
Because he was the first with everything. But so that just put a huge damper and a big monkey wrench in everything.
Yeah.
This illnesses, but then even just the mix up of schedules. So now, all the commuting is, I mean, I'm spending in the afternoon alone 2 hours in the car.
Yeah.
There and back for pickups, and you're spending an hour and a half to 2 hours in the car in the morning. It's just a lot, but summer's almost here.
So what's it like? You are going to turn 40 this year.
I am.
Big 4-0.
Big 4-0.
I've known you since you were 18.
Yes, you have.
Wow. So what's it like? Like, you have 4 kids. What's it like being a mama of 4 kids? We want we want the real, we want the juice.
People expect to say it's so wonderful.
We
it's fun and it's hell sometimes.
No, what's for real?
No, I mean,
what is it like? What does it feel like?
It's a lot.
Do you wish that you maybe didn't have so many kids?
Certain days. There's certain days where there were simpler times, but that's, I mean, whatever. That's just, life wouldn't be as great as...
If we just had Ezra and Mila, we would be free.
You know what? Just the other day, I'm trying to think, where were we? But the 2 little boys were driving me nuts. I'm trying to think what day it was. Anyways, I know it was something as simple. Oh, I know. I just needed it to run into the store. We had finished doing whatever, picked up Ezra's friend. I just needed to run into one store, and I knew what I was grabbing. I just needed to grab a birthday present for Cruz's friend. The two little boys made that one task so difficult. Literally, because we had picked up a pizza on the way home, because Ezra had a friend over and picked up a pizza, and Jonah decided to scream the entire 45-minute ride home.
Wow.
That he wanted to hold the pizza.
He wanted to hold the whole box?
He wanted to hold the box.
Interesting.
Of pizza. Just imagine that for a second. Like you're sitting in the car and this 2-year-old screaming over and over and over again that he wants to hold the pizza box. And then you got Cruz who's trying to like help.
Right.
And he goes, Jonah, but he does this voice. It's like a baby voice that he talks to Jonah in. And it sometimes, no, the majority of the time drives me up the wall. But he goes, Jonah, Jonah. And bless his heart, he's trying to help and he's trying to like calm Jonah down.
But it's not helping.
But it's not helping. It's making it worse. And there's more noise in the car. And there's more chaos. And then Jonah gets even more irritated. And then he's yelling at Cruz. And then Cruz is now yelling back at Jonah because he's just trying to help him.
Right. Crazy. No,
and I'm just thinking to myself, like, man, there were times where Mila would be losing her crap. And I would like to go back to those days sometimes.
Wow. Because I feel like Mila was the worst with that screaming stuff.
She was, but Ezra was very, like, chill.
Yeah.
And didn't usually make these situations worse.
That's true.
And the chaos was just contained to Mila, typically. And then she got to about 3 where it's like you could kind of reason with her. And it wasn't it. But now it's like when you've got Jonah and Cruz. And they're both popping off, and then like one's trying to help the other, but now they're both screaming at each other, now they're fighting. It is a whole nother level.
So how do you deal with that? Do you have like tools that you go to, or
a lot of deep breaths? But that night I caved to a craving where I told myself I was only going to have one piece of pizza and salad, and I had probably 2.5.
Yeah.
I had more than one slice. And I'll be real with you, I decided to crack open a beer, which I hated that I did. Later, because I felt so gross after, but I did crack open a beer.
A beer? Do we even have beers?
I do.
I haven't even seen any beers here. Where are they? I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. What the hell else do you got stashed away?
And it's funny because I actually bought that beer when we first moved in. And I'm trying to think. It was one night. I don't know. You were gone. Like,
right.
I think you were gone for the day. And like, I'm over here trying to unpack with all the kids and all that. And I had to Instacart food. And I was like, you know what? Throw in a Blue Moon. Like, let's just. But I didn't drink it that night. And then the other night.
Just one Blue Moon?
Just one Blue. It was a tall can.
Wow.
Can of Blue Moon. So I cracked it open the other night, and at the time, I mean, pizza and beer, it felt great.
Right.
The next morning, I felt awful.
You suffered from it.
I think I even rolled over and looked at you and said, "That was such a bad choice."
Yeah. And then when you said I had a beer,
I know you were so confused, but I was like,
maybe a glass of wine, but a beer?
Because a beer takes off the edge, but I can still I don't want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
A glass of wine, I'll just go to sleep.
Oh, yeah, I'm out.
So a beer is like pizza, beer.
So deep breaths and a beer. Those are the tools.
Typically, it's deep breaths or walking away. A lot of times I have to just walk away. But that's hard because now Jonah's in that stage of cleanness.
What is up with him lately? He's all over you. It's weird.
It is so infuriating sometimes.
Like,
I mean, I love him to death, and he's the sweetest thing.
Why is he doing that? Did they?
I don't know.
Did the rest of them do that?
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah, they did. Oh. He's probably the most vocal about it. He's the worst about it. I don't know. It's hard to tell because it's been 4 years in between each kid, so it'd be 4 years since Cruz was in that stage. But like, What was the original question? I don't even. You had asked
just
me.
what is? I mean, he's just grabbing on you all the time.
Oh,
and
well, one of
you.
my methods is to like walk away and go gather myself, and that has been hard lately because Jonah won't let me out of his sight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even in the bathroom, like I have to bring him into the bath. Like the kids are all playing, they're all having a good time, and it's like he sees that I left the room and he has to follow me to the bathroom. Yeah. So trying to get that moment to like gather myself is difficult, but that's usually a tool I use. Or another tool I've been using is whispering. So like if Cruz is heightened, usually upset about something, and he just wants to be heard.
Yeah.
There's no point of talking to him. You have to kind of wait. But then also if you whisper at him, he immediately brings it down here.
It diffuses him.
It does. It's diffusing a bomb because he's literally a bomb. You have to diffuse the bomb. And so a tactic I've been using is whispering. And it's funny because usually the reaction is, what?
Yeah.
What, Mom? And his eyes get all big. I think it really freaks out Mila. Mila really freaks out when I whisper. She's like, why are you doing that? I'm like,
oh, you do it to her too?
Well, if I'm she's usually in the vicinity.
Right.
So if I whisper and she gets scared, or one time I did whisper at her because her go-to lately has been very strange, but she'll immediately get very defensive and just start doing this like cry thing. And I don't know if it's fake. I don't know. But she starts with this like cry whimper thing.
Yeah.
Which, FYI, drives me insane. So I have to like collect myself and I look at her, stop. Or I'll whisper. I go, you need to stop right now. And she's like, what?
That even just messed me up right now. I got a little scared. I'm not going to lie.
Well, it scares them, I think.
Like, what are you doing?
Because normally, because my typical was yelling. And so typically I'd be like, knock it off.
Right now, it's like, what the hell just happened? And if you just whisper. Yeah.
They immediately stop in their tracks and it's like, wait, what? And I think it scares them even more because they're like, what is she going to do?
Oh my God. It throws you off.
It does. But that's the point.
I'm going to use that with my team. Next time Sabrina or somebody does something crazy, I'm just going to start whispering. Unbelievable.
But yeah, whispering is pretty powerful. But I will say, like, funny. It's hard to remember that sometimes, like when they really set me off and I want to go to yelling, I have to remember, like, calm it down, whisper.
Yeah.
That's difficult.
It's got to be rough, I think especially in the moments where you're most tired.
In the evenings are the hardest. Yeah. That's where I lose my cool a lot quicker. And those are tough times because now that I don't have help during the day, like I'm doing dinner at that point, doing homework, and trying to do homework with two at the same time it just doesn't happen. And then also occupying Jonah. So yeah, usually Jonah's then instigating. So like Mila's sitting at the counter trying to do her homework and he's over there like messing with her or taking her pens or her paper. And then if I'm trying to engage with Cruz, he has the attention span of a goldfish. So it's just, if anyone else is in the room, it's just not happening. So that's tough. I mean, there's not the capability of having just me and that one child sitting there doing homework.
Sure.
So it tends to be chaotic and I tend to lose my cool. But I mean, it is. And then the added stress is, especially like yesterday, you were recording in your office, which is just on the other side of the wall from in here. And it was a big podcast or a big thing, a big Zoom. And I then have that extra anxiety that I put on myself, but that anxiety of you guys need to be quiet. Sure. You guys stop fighting. Don't bounce the basketball. All the things, because that's Jonah's jam right now is basketball.
Yes, it is.
So that thing just goes off. It's kind of become like a circadian rhythm. Boom, 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 boom. Oh.
Yeah, even earlier today, I think. Were we filming? I think we were filming or something.
Were you?
Tony, yeah, and Jonah was right here and was bouncing the ball.
Didn't know.
And then Tony said, "Don't worry about the ball in the background." And I was like, "Oh, I
didn't even hear it anymore."
Mm-hmm. I didn't even hear it.
We were in, I think, our bathroom. Where were we? He had a nice open space of tile.
Earlier today?
Just a little while ago.
Yeah,
I think we were in our bathroom, and he was going at it.
Mm-hmm.
He was going at it, and I was like, I needed to get ready, so I was like, just have at it.
I guess so. Yeah. It's definitely, it's, I feel like, I don't know, man. Like, it felt like everybody was little for the longest time, and it doesn't really feel like everyone's little.
Well, Ezra's now 14, but not just the number, but I mean, attitude, yes. A difference in not just like his voice, like his actual voice, but the way that he talks, the way that he engages. It's just all so different. I know it's all typical, but it's just you have to breathe sometimes.
So, has your relationship evolved with him? Or is it the same?
No, well, it's changed. I don't know about evolved. I feel like it's taken steps back. We don't have the type of relationship that we did when he was really little. He and I would have a lot of fun together. Like, even if in serious moments, like whenever we were doing anything, car rides, whatever, he was always, joking around. He was very talkative. He was fun, upbeat. That's not the Ezra now. If you can get a mumbled word out of him, that's about all you're going to get.
But didn't we hear this? Didn't we hear people saying that?
I didn't think it was capable. Ezra was capable because he was such a lively, fun, witty, comical kid. I mean, we would be sitting there and, just making rhymes, or, he would just be joking around.
It's kind of like Cruz without the edge.
Yes.
Yes. It's like just, like personality, and I'm joking, and I'm just having fun, and I'm light, and nothing serious. And it never took a dark turn. Like, all of a sudden. With Cruz, it takes a dark turn, like out of nowhere, quick. Out of nowhere. But with Ezra, it was light and fun. Playful. And he always wanted, like, he was good about doing things on his own, but then also, like, let's play a game. And, let's do it. Or let's go do this. Or let's go do that. And it was fun. That's not how Ezra is now. Yeah. Which, it's hard to kind of find that balance with him, because I don't want to insert myself too much. But there is also a moment where it's like, no, you're going to hang with me. Like, come down here, get off your phone, or get off Netflix or whatever it is, and come engage with us. And you might get a grunt here and there, and eye roll or whatever, or a snide comment. No, 14-year-olds don't do that. 14-year-olds don't do that.
But it's different. And then you have a 9, almost 10-year-old girl who is all up in her feelings. All up in her feelings. What's funny is she does this. She's doing it a lot more often too, where if I'm getting on her about something, like, okay, this will probably always be an example for her, but she loves to procrastinate on dishes. You know this. She loves to procrastinate and homework and dishes. She loves to procrastinate, and it's like she's finding out for the first time every time. Every day. She all of a sudden has to pee a million times. She needs to go get into comfy clothes. Whatever. She needs a snack, whatever it is. So I was on her one day, and I said, honey, sit down and just finish with homework. Just finish. And she starts this is a new tactic. I feel like
No.
you don't love me like you love the boys because you spend more time with them.
And this whole sob story ensues. And it's usually, you don't spend enough time with me. It's only to do homework. You don't love me like you love the boys.
Right.
And I'm like, are you for real?
Mm-hmm.
But of course you can't say that to her in the
Of course not.
moment.
No.
You want to just go, bah!
Yeah.
Of course I love you. And it's funny because I'll immediately, hey, like the other day when just you and I went out, or when you and I did this, and she's like, well, right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I go, so remember how much fun we had? Well, we can do stuff like that when you get your stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, her new
Yeah.
tactic is to
That's funny.
play the violin.
The world's smallest one. I told her last night, I said, sweetie, don't you want to hurry up and finish so that you have free time before you go to bed? And she said, not really.
She did.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know how to come back. I had to pause and try to figure out because I was sure she was going to be like,
Right.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want free time. Like, let me hurry up. She was like,
Not really?
not really.
Like those kind of answers you expect out of Cruz.
Yeah. Yeah, man. They definitely catch me off guard. Yeah, it's a new season, man. Ezra's going into high school next year.
Yep.
Yeah.
5th grade.
He told me that the whole process of finding in high school was high anxiety written for him.
Really?
Yeah. Having to see so many schools and shake hands, and I was like, shake hands, but I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. Shake hands.
I mean, he did. Every tour we went on, you have to meet whoever is touring us, or the vice principal or the principal, and
yeah.
I mean, you and I are used to that sort of stuff,
true,
but
yeah.
not him.
How could he not be? He's been shaking hands since he was 2.
He's
3.
He tries to avoid it at all costs.
Yeah, me too.
Now you do. There wasn't a time where you did.
Me too, man. I think that I've become a little bit socially awkward. I have to really why are you smiling? What is that?
You're not socially awkward. You just, I don't know.
Oh, you got to say it now. I mean that.
But you're not socially awkward.
Mm-hmm.
You can turn it on when you need to turn it on.
Right.
You prefer to not be out. You prefer to just stay to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Have I always been like this?
No.
I've been turned into this guy.
You turned into this guy.
No, cause and effect. Right?
But by your own doing, because
No.
you wanted
Mm-hmm.
the type of attention and whatnot that you got.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted it.
Yes. And then what?
Well, let's just end there.
No, man. This is unplugged. Get into it. Go for it. No, go. Hey. Tell her to go. Hey, she's got to go in now. She's got to go in. So what? Go for it. Finish that thought.
At times, it became hard for you to navigate who you needed to be,
Mm-hmm.
and you would choose to not be that person that you needed to be.
What in the world does that mean? That was like Morse code.
Saying it without saying it.
You gave an answer the way that I give answers. What the hell does that mean? So at times, what? Say that again, but in a way we can understand it.
Okay, you worked to get yourself to a position where you were well known.
Yes.
You wanted that.
Initially.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you wanted that. So you worked to get there.
when you got there and the heat was too hot. When it got a little too hot in the oven for you.
Yes.
Instead of rising to the occasion,
Sure.
rising to who this person that you wanted to be needed to be, you chose to stop growing, and you chose to retreat.
Okay. So fight or flight. So instead of fight,
you flew.
I flew. So at what point does at what point does a person have, I guess, the flexibility to say, I just don't want that anymore?
I don't know. That's a tough one because we struggle with that.
Who struggles with it?
We do.
What do you mean?
In our relationship, meaning you're the big dreamer and you want all these things, and it takes a while for me to catch up and be on the same wavelength as your dreams. And when I do, and then it's like, all right, let's do this, and then it's like, oh, JK, I changed my mind. The F? Like, then it's like, whoop, let's pull out the rug. Let's shake that rug off, figure it out, and Amanda, jump onto this rug now.
Right. Go into that. Give specifics. What are you talking about?
Every single thing. In
like what? I can't even think of one thing.
The house, like the big move to Bonzel.
Yes.
Dogs.
Yes.
The trajectory of business. I mean, you do it all the time.
Have I done it recently?
Not on the big scale like you typically do. Minor, so like one thing that you're not a big gift person. You're more experiences. And then as of lately, like I bring up like, well, why don't we go do this for this? Or why don't we go to this concert or go on this vacation? And now you just want to stay at home. And it's like, all of a sudden, the kind of like what your, not your love language, but something that you enjoyed. And that was before I used to be more of a gift person. And then I had to roll with, like what you liked more experiences. And then, but that became fun for me too, because it was like not only an experience for you, but like an experience for the family and whatnot. And so now that's shifting, and it's like, so what? Okay. What do I do? Like, because I'll suggest, hey, for your birthday or, whatever. And you're like, no, like, I don't really want to do anything. Like, let's just stay home. Or it's spring break. Like, oh, I'm like, okay.
So
but then you're tricky because it's like, then on your birthday, you'll say something like, so we're not doing anything for my birthday? It's like, wait, what? I've been asking you for weeks, for months. And then it's, well, we're not doing anything? Like, you didn't plan anything?
Right.
Oh, my
God. How could you not? So my birthday is in like a week or two.
I know, and I have nothing.
What?
I have nothing planned because I've been asking you and asking you and asking you, and you're not giving me anything.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I think what is happening is it's just an evolution. Like, I think if somebody asks you, or if somebody comes to you and they're like, they met you in 2015 and they didn't see you again until 2025, and they're like, oh my gosh, like, it's so great to see you. You're the exact same person. That would be a little weird to me, I think. Right? Because what doesn't evolve? Think of how many times you just got a Suburban
Mm-hmm.
Think about how many times Suburban has changed from 2015 to 2025.
Well,
Everything changes, you know. So I think experiences bring or should bring change, and I think I've had probably an uncanny amount of
right, but if
experiences.
you think about it, Suburban is still, it's, you've got the structure that's all pretty much the same. Now the outside may change a little bit, the inside, like little touches, like the wood paneling or whatever changes. The hood might be a little more square than
Sure.
rounded, that sort of thing. For you, like, you don't just like shave off a
Hmm.
layer of hair, or your it's like a full 180 of like,
Hmm.
I no longer like that.
Yeah, and I think it's okay. I think we're talking about evolution, and if you give something enough time, the core of the thing is going to change. I mean, you see me watching all of these human evolution.
In
Um,
the span of like 100 years, you
no,
do it within a year.
I'm saying, right? If you give something enough time,
Mm-hmm.
depending on what it's fundamentally going to
Mm-hmm.
change. And so I think that what speeds up time is experiences too. It's exposure to a thing. And I think that I have had an unusual amount of exposure to a lot of things in a very short amount of
Yeah,
time
that's true.
that probably somebody would take maybe 60 years, and I've had those in 10 years.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just an evolution, things that and the evolution has happened very, very quickly to where I would say 10 years ago. I think the big thing that I got from what you were just saying is be careful what you ask for. And I think that I asked for the applause, I asked for the eyeballs, I asked for the stages, I asked for the people,
Mm-hmm.
I asked for the book signings, I asked for all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, where were we the one time where I just got done speaking,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like trying to go meet our team and like go dancing or something.
Oh yeah,
And
I was
we
at a convention.
yeah, where was that in Texas?
Maybe.
It was somewhere.
It was,
Okay.
yeah.
It was somewhere. And we went up the escalator, I believe, and then we got off, and then like one person asked for a picture. And for the next, how long would you say?
It all in all is probably about an hour and a half.
About an hour and a half.
So we completely missed the party part.
Yes.
Like where we were supposed to go meet up with our team.
Right. And so I got about how far away from that escalator?
10 to 20 yards.
10 to 20 yards. So for an hour and a half, I got 10 to 20 yards.
Yep.
Right? Okay, so somehow we finally were able to get out of there. And
Well, no, it finally, like, you looked at me
uh-huh.
and you said, I can't do this anymore.
Right.
And we left.
We just left? Okay.
Yeah.
We went back to the hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened?
Oh, I don't remember
What
exactly.
did I
You
do?
were, I don't know. You didn't cry. I think
I think I did.
you might have.
Yeah.
You were just so defeated and depleted. That was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
You were depleted.
And I was just like, for maybe a few minutes, I was just like, I don't want this. Like, I don't want this. I don't want this. And then I distinctly remember telling myself, this is what you asked for.
Right.
Shape up.
Yep.
And I lift my chin up,
Yep.
and I was able to do it. I was able to rise to the occasion because we, transcended from there.
Right.
Even more.
Yep.
I'm just saying, at some point in time, when does a person have the right or the flexibility to say, okay, I kind of don't want that anymore, right? Like, I would prefer not not to do that ever again and have those things, you know. So I just think it's an evolution based off of experiences, and experiences that most people will never ever have that experience, to where they walk up an escalator, they try to go to a party and can't go more than 20 yards for an hour and a half, to have, I can't even say, countless amount of people stop them and want something from them and take something from them. And I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying that a lot of times when you ask for things, you have to be careful what you ask for, because you don't really know what you're asking for.
Well, yeah.
You know, even with our Bonzo house, I wanted acres and acres and acres of land. I wanted more acres than we actually ended up getting, right? You were the wise one who was like, bro, stop that. That's silly. But I wanted the whole thing, and I've been inspired myself by going to mentors' houses and seeing, you know, waterfalls coming off of the ceiling and cascading into the freaking ocean and all sorts of stuff, you know. So I wanted a stream through our property. Let's go.
Yeah.
And we got a beautiful property. We have beautiful water features and all this stuff. What I could see was the 6,000, 7,000 square feet. I could hear the water. I could hear the birds chirping. What I couldn't see was all of the problems that I was also asking for as well.
Right.
Right. And so, and so anyhow, and then I think a lot of that too is just growth, to where I felt like I needed that to feed my ego and to
Feel
like
validated.
complete me and to validate me.
Mm-hmm.
And over this journey, I've realized I don't, like, not only do I not want it, I don't need it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so I just think that I think part of it's maturity.
Yeah.
But I would say that it definitely has I think I have become a little bit more socially awkward.
I don't think you're socially awkward though, because when you're in a social space, you're just fine. You're not socially awkward. Right. You're just antisocial. You prefer to be antisocial, but that's also not in your nature though, because even though you want to like run and hide or, you know, just be by yourself, you do want to like be with people to a certain extent. Yeah. I mean, you do tire out pretty quickly. So like I could see it in your face. Like even we were at a birthday party this past weekend, and it's like you were excited to see, you know, the people that were there, and you talk for a little bit, and then I could see you start to glaze over, and like you need to retreat and go be by yourself. I mean, it's kind of like our 14-year-old right now. Like he can be social up to a certain point, and then he's done. That's you. I mean, you could be social. You want to be social, and then you hit a point where you want to just go back into your own mind, and you're just like, all right, I'm done. I'm like, wait, come watch your kids. Come back. Come back. Go help watch these.
Yeah, go over there.
Go watch these hellions in the pool.
They are over there. Man. Yeah. Interesting journey.
Yep.
So, I think what I took away from this whole thing is I'm not socially awkward.
You're not socially awkward. That's the wrong word for it.
That's the wrong word. I have social fatigue.
Sure.
Is that what it is?
Little bits of
fatigue. I love
antisocial.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a wrap.
Okay.